corner, around this corner, is a shed that you can see the entire roof. Looks like it almost just caved in on itself. We're told different vehicles, an old Mustang that they had just remodeled was completely destroyed. Tried knocking on the office door. No one answered. But you can see two printouts taped to the glass, one with the official boil water notice and another outlining some of what's being done. But you'll notice neither say when the water could be safe to drink again. Ms. Thompson, can I ask you a few questions?
No.
Seen here, Carrie Thompson. She refused to talk to us, but her attorney took my questions. So there's no explanation for where these items came from?
There is no explanation I'm willing to give you.
Now, if you take a look at this map, that orange area is every spot an officer has stepped foot in after school and daycare, exactly what you see behind me. And according to court records, this month would have marked Stein's 16th year here as pastor. Taken to the hospital with serious injuries. I'm going to take a step out of your way to show you this scene. And even this building here, this structure is still standing. You can see the roof is ripped off. But this one here just got, the machine shed, they said it just got completely destroyed. I just think it's crazy to look at these heavy machines that are just completely flipped over, classic cars. Now here's what we know so far. Juneau County Sheriff investigators responded here at around 8:40 this morning when a caller reported finding a dead body. They found the man's body on the side of County Highway M. This is about the furthest I can go with that water being almost at my knees. But I'm told the people out here are used to this, and many use boats to go to and from every single day. I quickly realized, why stay down here when you can see everything from the sky? I reached out to the district asking why that is and what exactly happened here, but was told, quote, because this matter involves a member of district staff and is being investigated internally, we are unable to comment. There's a lot to unpack here. Monona police say it started when they spotted a man who they know from past incidents in Madison. They followed him through Sun Prairie and back to Madison here on Milwaukee Street. State and federal agencies were searching for Tugna Tumman after an arrest warrant was issued. The belief was that he may have left the area. The lieutenant I talked to says while no homicide case is easy, this one makes him angry, calling the suspects coward. And the defense argued for $10,000, but like you said, the court commissioner ruled on a $1 million bond. In video, 27 News is sharing with the public for the very first time, you can see 13-year-old James Jablonski, bags packed, leaving his family's Reedsburg home in June.
What was he thinking and who was he talking to? He had to have been talking to somebody.
It was that same night his dad, Bill, says he last saw his son roughly 7 months ago.
It's not him. Something happened. Somebody either threatened us or threatened him.
Lights from the family's van can be seen as James, too young to legally drive, pulls away. A few hours later, Bill lets the dogs out and realizes both the van and James are gone.
The van's gone and James is gone. He's got my phone.
I knew something was up. And then you can actually hear me on the camera outside screaming and hollering to get the kids up and just freaking out because I had no phone, no way to call anybody.
Scott Steinhorst and Drew Boleyn are detectives with the Sauk County Sheriff's Office. They say James left home at about 1 in the morning and stopped at his dad's business in the Dells twice. After that, the timeline gets a bit fuzzy.
And then we were able to track his movement through electronic data throughout the county.
Officials from all over Wisconsin combed through this area looking for any sign of James. Now that's because we know he parked the van here on the side of Highway 12 near Baraboo before disappearing into the woods. Where he went next, investigators have no clue. From that point, is it just completely unknown where he could be?
Yes.
During their nearly week-long search, investigators found a campsite.
100-ish yards to the west of Highway 12 up a real steep hill, kind of leveled off up on top, and that's where the belongings were found.
And what's found there?
So there was bags, and some clothing, some hygiene items, and then the cell phone that belonged to his father, Bill. I will say that we have not come across any evidence to put us on the criminal side of things.
Bill disagrees.
I think he was coaxed into leaving.
From there, he feels someone picked James up.
I just want somebody to call and say, look, he's here, you know, or if somebody's holding him, turn him loose. Send him home.
In the months since he's been gone, James has missed his first day of 8th grade. His father, Bill, has missed James' 14th birthday, and now they've missed Christmas together. Bill says every day is spent missing his son.
I'll call the kids' names and I'll say James, and my daughter said it a couple times, James not here, Dad. You know, it's hard. It really is.
In Sauk County, Rachael Perry, 27 News. A normal afternoon turns into a nightmare.
3 Hispanic people entered the store and they were wearing like hats and masks.
The woman wearing pink is Maria, an employee at the family-owned Mexican grocery store in Monroe.
And they grabbed the customer first and put their arm on his shoulder and grabbed his phone.
The men then told Maria and the customer not to move.
One was holding the other customer with a pistol or a gun pointed at him, and then they took my purse, money box or the register of the store, and all my personal belongings.
She tells me she couldn't stay put. Her 2 young daughters were there.
I thought in any moment they could fire their weapons and hurt one of my daughters or my daughters.
The suspects took all the money and anything valuable and eventually ran out. After that terrifying afternoon, Maria tells me she doesn't feel safe anymore and hasn't worked at the store since.
Memories come into my mind and I keep thinking what could have happened and why I didn't react in certain ways.
Monroe police are investigating and released these photos of the suspects.
And I really couldn't believe it. I was beside myself.
The owner, Rachael, opened the grocery store just under a year ago, and sadly, this isn't the first time they've been targeted.
There's been 3 different incidents besides this one with different fraudulent checks that have been cashed here.
A GoFundMe was set up to replace Maria's belongings and help the family recover from the financial loss.
Still cannot eat. I don't really have an appetite. I can't really concentrate even when I'm driving, and I really haven't slept either.
In the meantime, Maria and Rachael are asking anyone with information to please come forward. In Monroe, Rachael Perry, 27 News.
Levels dropped so significantly.
Gene Unmuth walks the Wisconsin River nearly every day, typically searching for historic artifacts.
And then over time, as the water levels dropped, I noticed that mussels were beginning to be stranded.
She knew something had to be done.
So then I shifted gears, and it was no longer looking for historical items. It was helping these mussels out by putting them back into the deeper water.
One by one, Gene has saved more than 600 mussels just over the last few days.
So this one we can save. Actually, let me just do this for right now.
I'm told once the mussel fully opens up, like you can see with this one here, it can't be saved and is actually considered a total loss.
At that point, it's at the point of no return.
As water levels reach a historic low, Gene, with help from the Friends of the Lower Wisconsin Riverway, issued a mussel rescue alert. Why save them? Well, Gene says the answer is simple.
So in terms of in the river itself, they are the best filter system we have. And one mussel can filter gallons upon gallons of water in a 24-hour period.
Meaning they play a huge role in keeping the river clean. In Prairie du Sac, Rachael Perry, 27 News.